Hello everybody, my name is Spoons Rattling, and as I'm sure you all know, the trailer for 10th edition just dropped. I'll put the link in the description, but let's get right into this video talking about all the new units that we saw in the trailer. And if I missed any, make sure to let me know down in the comments. So, as we all know, the trailer just dropped. Let's get right to it, let's not waste any time, and again, if I missed anything, let me know down in the comments. Let's get started. So, from the beginning, we see these primaris, which are standard color scheme for Ultramarines with the blue and the gold trim. They are equipped with pyroblasters, which are currently only available to the Black Templars. So I assume, given the fact that this is taking place during the 4th Tyrannic War, we are going to see a squad of Flamer primaris, which personally I quite like, as I just like Flamers, like Rubric Marines in my Alpha Legion. Now, it seems pretty cut and dry to me that it's going to be Flamer primaris, because he isn't painted as a veteran. We'll get into that in the next slide, which is super exciting to me, as it means that combi weapons are back in style. With these guys painted as veterans, I think it's very obvious that this is a new unit of Primaris Sternguard veterans. You can see the sergeant there is equipped with a combi melta, and you can see in the front, just out of frame, I believe he's equipped with a combi plasma. And we even see later in the video, though I didn't take a picture of it, we see one equipped with a heavy bolter. So, I'm pretty sure these are Sternguard veterans that will be using combi weapons and heavy weapons. Hopefully they'll have all the options available. I'm really excited about this unit, and I'm really hopped up as I watched the stream live. And if you guys saw that, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe that you saw the stream. Alright, on to the next video. We have everyone's favorite walking sarcophagus. The Redemptor Dreadnought is getting another variant, rounding out the unit's options to include a major range focus. The rocket launcher is hard to see, but he is equipped with a rocket launcher and a las cannon. So obviously, this is the most obvious of all of them yet. And on to my personal favorite, it is the new Terminators. My god, they are beautiful. Just behold their beauty, and know I'm going to buy 30 of them, and I'm going to paint them all, and it's going to be amazing. Also, they do have their assault cannon. No news on the Cyclone missile launcher. I assume they're keeping it, though. Next up, we have a classic reborn in a librarian and Terminator armor. Oh, and one thing to note, the new Terminator units are neither primaris nor firstborne. They can represent either, which makes sense given the fact that Terminator armor is as big as it is. There shouldn't be much of an issue fitting either into either armor. Also, this is quite a nice glow up for a classic unit, I think. I really like the look of all the runes and stuff. Can't wait to see this model in person. And we also see this guy. He's sort of the focus. He's wearing a Tyranid carapace as his shoulder pad alongside a normal Phobos shoulder pad, but he's equipped with a combi flamer. Now, this one's sort of a question. I was thinking it might be a new lieutenant with some options for combi weapons, but maybe it's also Phobos veterans, like the Tyrannic War veterans that the Ultramarines used to have access to. Really, only time will tell on this one. Though I do hope this is a new model, as I quite like that Tyranid carapace shoulder paddle. Alright, onto the side of the very fearsome Tyranids, the enemies of the 4th Tyrannic War coming from the west side of the galaxy. I'll cover that in another video. Now we do see, now it's hard to tell, but some of these guys are equipped with the claws of the Hormagaunts and the guns of the Termagants. So it's pretty clear to me that these guys are just going to be a dual build kit, as they should be. Also, new Termagants look clean. Very happy with them. Now this one is hard, as he's quite camera shy, but it does seem to be a new four-armed Carnifex, which I'm sure many of you will recognize from the old Screamer killer from the 90s. Again, it's quite hard to see. He's constantly moving and killing Space Marines. But, again, I believe this will be a four-armed Carnifex, but it does stand a little bit more upright, so maybe we'll see something slightly different. But I'm leaning more towards a new Carnifex variant. And we have a living artillery piece that's sort of a cross between a Termagant, you can see from its head, and a Biovore, given the fact that its back seems to have a massive cannon. Now, this could be a new heavier Gaunt type, sort of like Devastators to Tactical Marines, or it could be a new version of the Biovores. Really, either way, I'm excited. I do quite like the look of these guys. Now, this is quite the sneaky bugger, as we never get a clean look at him. But given those giant arm back claw things, I think it's pretty clear to me that this is a Lictor, and his shadowy movements attacking that Apothecary, which I think was in Gravis armor. I believe this is a new Lictor, which would be great, as I love the Lictor, especially its role in the devastation of Baal. This one's a bit tougher to see, as it's sort of a Gaunt, but it's got 4 arms, and it's clearly throwing hands with a Space Marine. I don't think it's a Hormagaunt. It really could be a new Tyranid Prime, but it lacks the head crest. But it also could be a beefier Hormagaunt. Maybe there's new options like a heavy Termagant and a heavy Hormagaunt. Again, I'll keep you posted the more we learn about it. Now we also have another creature, but this is an interesting one. It's a winged beast, that looks almost like a hive tyrant, but it seems a bit too small to be that, as it's only a little bit bigger than the new Terminators. I think this might be a winged Tyranid Prime, which I'd be all down for. I think it looks sick. Now, this one's a bit of a head scratcher to me personally, as we obviously know the tentacle horror, that is the Haruspex, already exists. However, these things seem a little smaller and their tentacles look different, so I'm thinking maybe these are like hounds for Tyranids, given the way they move like dogs and are eating those primary space marines. It's really hard to say, you know. They might be smaller, or these could just be Haruspexes that the artist has taken a bit of liberty with. Either way, I quite like the tentacle look for the mouths. Now, this is my personal favorite. This is quite the nightmare of a beast with lots of tentacles, a head crest, a big brain, and lots of armor with 2 little attendants. Now, I think this is some sort of super Neurathrope, or maybe it's just a replacement for the Neurathrope. It's clearly got to be some sort of psychic monster, as it goes toe-to-toe with that Librarian and Terminator armor. So really, this could be, one of the more powerful psychers to look out for. We'll have to see on its data sheet, because now psychic abilities are part of the data sheet. They're not their own phase anymore. I'm going to cover that in a video tomorrow. And that's it as far as I could see. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to see more content on painting and the rules for 10th edition. See y'all next time.